Everyone has an opinion on social media, and I'm no different. But because of my mild schizophrenia, I tend to go back and forth on the matter, and sometimes it's the most amazing thing I can think of, and sometimes I find social media just another tool from Satan. I was a late adopter in using social media for business. I had a Facebook page like everybody, but for business, I found, I didn't really find any need for it. I just did it the old-fashioned way. I met people. I went to talk to them, meetings, phone calls, emails, just normal social interactions. And that still works for me. I'm still getting a lot of business through those old-fashioned ways. Google also provides me with a lot of new business. And then, of course, word of mouth is probably giving me half of everything I get today. When I started to use Facebook seriously for business, I used to get a bit of clients through my Facebook page, but in some algorithm update that changed, and now it's just like much less, and I really have no idea why. Some algorithm change I read, led to this, and a lot of people have complained about this. And there lies my biggest problem with social media. If you build your business around one of those platforms, you are completely dependent on them. And know this, at any time they so choose, you are done. This has happened many times, and not just with the controversy commentators, but also just legit businesses. Your chance to appeal their decisions is very limited. Based on what you watch and what you look for online, all those social media platforms will feed you more of the same. You will only see ads that you are likely to react to. You will only see news or opinion that you are likely to agree with. Everything is done to keep you on the platform. What does this have to do with photography? Well, everything. Because in many ways, humans behave in very similar way as this evil algorithm that so many talk about. Meaning, if they have some content on the internet, they will do whatever in their power to keep you coming back to their little corner of the internet, to like, to comment, to share, to feed the algorithm, so they can continue to get those small orgasms which they get when their like counts rises. And therefore, I find that a lot of people are shooting and especially editing just to maximize their engagement. And their vision and style, well, if they ever had one, comes second. InstaRepeat is a really interesting account on Instagram, and there you can see really clearly what I'm talking about. As you can see here, there's not much originality. At some point, some of these photos were original and cool when the first people were doing this, but now people are just shooting for likes. They are stealing other people's idea, and in some cases, they're not even modifying them to make it more like their own. However, it's not always that simple. It's, for example, in landscape photography, Well, there are those money shots, those shots that everybody wants to shoot. And I encourage people to shoot them, and I do shoot them myself. These photos are not likely to make anyone famous or rich, but because they're all the same. There's so many identical photos out there. But if nothing else, it is a pretty picture you can put in your portfolio. I saw an article by Mitch Green. He's a photographer. He wrote an article on petapixel.com. I don't know him. I just found this article and I found some of the things he said in it interesting. And please note that I'm selectively picking quotes from this article. For full context, please read the whole article. Link is in the description. Instagram has been the driving force behind my interest in photography. It is what drives me to set my alarm in the wee hours of the morning to check out the cloud conditions. It's what sends me halfway across the world to explore and photograph new lands so different from my own. Here's my thing. If Instagram is your driving force, what fuels your interest in photography, what if Instagram disappears tomorrow? Stranger things have happened, and nothing of this stuff, this online stuff, is eternal. Anyone remember MySpace? But Mitch also adds, while Instagram initially fueled my passion for photography, at times it did, and it still does so for all the wrong reasons. Too often I find myself chasing likes rather than being inspired through the art of photography itself. And this is basically the heart and soul of everything I've been talking about. Because for me, landscape photography is so much more than the end result, the photo you get from your shoots. Yeah, agreed. You have to bring back photos on a regular basis if you're going to survive in this business. But you have to enjoy the process of getting these photos. This is hard work. And there's not a lot of money in it, so you really have to enjoy it. To do this stuff is to hunt for these photos. This is my life. This is what makes me happy. And it has nothing to do with engagement on social media. Try to be real. Don't overcook your photos or copy someone else's work, compromising your own style and reputation. Put your stuff out there consistently and you will get noticed. Even with my very limited number of followers on YouTube and Instagram, I'm getting work, especially through YouTube. Imagine that with my just under 1,000 followers on YouTube, the work I'm putting in is paying off. So I don't think it's about quantity of followers, it's about the quality of followers. And quality followers is someone that genuinely likes your work, especially if it stands out in any way. Trying to alter your style in order to get more followers might actually do that in the short run. But why are you shooting? Who are you shooting for? Why are you doing this? For me, it also helps to, it did actually help me when I stopped thinking about those followers as numbers, as followers, and start to thinking about them as persons, because then you start to communicate with those followers on a much more personal level, and I think that is really important. But having said all that, I'm still trying to grow my numbers on social media. Why do I do that if I find social media so disgusting and evil? Well, I don't find social media disgusting and evil. I was just talking about what I don't like about social media. But there's a lot of things I do like reach. Reach is something I see some of my colleagues with a huge reach on social media. And that makes stuff easy for them. Well, some of them actually have a huge reach, a huge number of followers, but it's not doing really anything for them. But others have quality followers, so that is paying off. They have a medium to talk to them, to ask them, are you interested in what I'm doing and would you want to be a part of it? It's a less intrusive way of putting your service and your product out there, like here on YouTube. And I do want that for my business. I am working on multiple levels, multiple platforms. I'm doing a website. I'm doing my Facebook channels, my Instagram, my YouTube. I'm doing direct mail. I'm trying to pick up the phone. I'm doing a lot of small things to try to fuel my business. And sometimes it would look like that because I'm doing all of that. Any one aspect of this, like for example, my Instagram is suffering because I don't put enough effort in that because I have so many other stuff I'm trying to do also. It's good to have many small platforms to generate your work. Of course, it's better to have many big, but one guy can only do so much. Because if you have many small ways of selling your services, if one of them fails, it's not a big deal. It's easy to bounce back from that. If you're relying on one big source for all your work, let's say there's a company that provides you with the bulk of your work, and then the company has a change of ownership, and the new owners, they just don't like you. Or you have an argument with somebody in the marketing department, just whatever, something comes up and you're out. And then you're done. If that was your only way of getting business, you're done. The same as with, let's say, YouTube. If you are building your entire business around a YouTube channel, well, you better behave. Because it is really easy, for example, to get a copyright strike. Seriously, it's not that hard. Look it up. And if you get 3 of those, you're done. Your YouTube channel is deleted and there's no bouncing back from that. Diversity is the name of the game. Constantly be looking for alternatives way to push your service. Don't rely on one huge platform for all your business. This is generally a bad idea because the fall from hero to zero can be very, very unexpected. But who am I to tell you how to do things on social media? With my limited reach on social media, I don't have, I have 2 Facebook accounts, I have Instagram, I have YouTube, all this combined, my my biggest accounts are Facebook, but all this combined is just under 50,000. So that's my total reach, just under 50,000. Well, first of all, I'm not telling you how to do anything. I'm telling you how I do it. I've been very successful in my photography business. I cannot point on a social media account and say, look at how successful I've been, because I just don't have the numbers. But I don't measure success in that way. Let me tell you how I measure my success. I have been doing this for years now, photography. This is what I love to do, and this is what I want to be doing. I have been able to provide for myself and my family doing what I love for a long time now. That's how I measure success. If you're looking for somebody to help you grow your numbers on social media or land brand deals or anything like that, I don't know. I'm not that guy. I'm trying to learn it myself. So these are my thoughts on social media, how as a photographer I use it to get work. Yes, I do get work from it. It's paying off for me. That's why I do it, and I'm putting more and more emphasis on it because I feel like if I do it properly, it will pay off. Thank you for watching.